Yes. Just let me know when I can start. Okay, cool. So hi guys. This is Prakash. I am a Kubernetes Solutions Architect at Devtron. So I will be briefing you about some ecosystem tools that we have built at Devtron Labs to ease the onboarding and usage of Kubernetes. First of all, I'll like to tell you about the main product, which is the Devtron itself. Devtron is a software delivery workflow for Kubernetes. We designed this product to sort of keep while keeping in mind that there's a steep learning curve when onboarding microservices to Kubernetes, and Kubernetes has been the default for containerization uh, in this DevOps world since I think 4 years now for production. We thought of that since the learning curve for onboarding services on Kubernetes is quite steep, we should be having some tool or sort of open source product which should be easing this process. So that's why we created the Devtron tool. I'll just brief you about the agenda I'll be covering within this slide. The first is why I'll be coming on that one. We at Devtron we have created a ecosystem, an amalgamation of various Kubernetes product that are already there in the CNCF and open source world, and we have combined those, bundled those product into one complete bundle and create and wrapped it up with the abstraction layer of Devtron. So with Devtron, we have like various tools in which comes along with the bundle, which is like Argo CD. We are also using Argo workflows. We are also using Claire. We are also using Casbin for access management. These tools come with the Devtron stack when you install it, and they help you completely monitor and deploy your applications or microservices over a Kubernetes cluster. So that is exactly what Devtron helps you do on a Kubernetes cluster. That's exactly what I mentioned, that you can sort of create and deploy microservices on a Kubernetes cluster without having the knowledge of Kubernetes itself. Anyone just need to have a basic knowledge of containerization, and he or she can deploy the application on a Kubernetes cluster using Devtron with like little effort and knowledge regarding the Kubernetes. So you don't even have to write the Kubernetes specific YAMLs to sort of deploy applications using Devtron. It's all that you just need to have a Docker file, and architecture should be in your mind, and you should be able to deploy your microservices using Devtron without any specific knowledge of Kubernetes. Uh, if I talk about the features that we have in Devtron, we have a very robust Helm chart management. So Helm chart have been the default way of deploying microservices on Kubernetes since a long while. And Devtron takes it to another level by giving you a neat and clean UI to deploy your Helm charts. You can onboard any Helm chart that is available in the open source world, and you can use those Helm charts and deploy it during using the Devtron interface. When you are installing the Helm chart using the Devtron, it also helps you to sort of keep your values in the GitOps first, and it commits the values to the GitOps, and then from there it syncs all the values it syncs all the values and deploys it to the Kubernetes cluster. So that also helps you sort of keep your infrastructure robust. Also, with the Devtron, we also give you blue, green, and canary deployments. That is not by default supported by the original Kubernetes deployments. We give you the multi-cluster support with Devtron. It's not just multi-cluster; it's multi-cloud support with Devtron. So you can, on one installation of Devtron, you can have like multiple Kubernetes clusters, be it on GCP, be it on AWS, or on-premise. You can attach multiple clusters on multiple, which are hosted on multiple cloud platforms like these, and you can control the deployments from one different UI itself. Then we have integrated observability and a robust uniform access management, which gives you the flexibility to sort of deploy and control your application microservices in a very controlled fashion. So a user can be deploying in a stage environment, and he might have a read-only access on a stage environment, on a production environment. You can control that sort of functionality with the Devtron tool itself and UI. Then we have the then we have the hibernation. So I'll talk about the hibernation feature at the end of the slide, because we have a totally dedicated product for that. Then we have the hierarchical security policies inbuilt, like I talked about the access management. The same way you can. We have implemented the hierarchical security policy, so you can create groups, certain admin groups, certain read-only access groups, and then you can assign the users to those groups, and you can control the your you can implement your organization policies in a very controlled fashion using that. I was like I was talking about other tools in the Devtron ecosystem. So the first one, apart from the Devtron tool itself, is the Winter Soldier, which is I'll talk about something, a live scenario, like something we have multiple test environments set up in large organizations. A test environment could be like spread across like 2 or 3 test environment, and they are never used during weekends, and they are also not used during nights mostly. So if I want to hibernate all my microservices at 10 p.m. at night, and I want to re-enable them in 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning, and I also want to hibernate all my microservices on weekends, because so we don't work on weekends. So if I want to do that, I can save almost 50% of the entire infrastructure cost. And when I'm talking about entire infrastructure cost, it it includes all the instances that are running in a Kubernetes cluster. So that can give you a large saving, because in some cases we have only one production environment, but we have up to 5 or 6 non-production environments running in parallel, because multiple teams are running, multiple teams are working on multiple projects and features, right? So this can save a lot of money if you go with the Winter Soldier and deploy. So it also comes, it does not comes packaged with the Devtron. You can use it in any of the Kubernetes cluster, even if you're not deploying using Devtron. So you can use that Winter Soldier. Another tool by the Devtron Labs in the Kubernetes ecosystem is Silver Surfer. So Silver Surfer also is helpful when you are migrating, when you are upgrading your Kubernetes cluster. So there are a lot of API deprecations and APIs removal that happen across when you jump from a certain Kubernetes version to another version. So like there were some breaking changes in Kubernetes 16, and then they have introduced some breaking changes in Kubernetes 1.22. Then if you want to jump across any of these Kubernetes versions, the Silver Surfer tool will be very helpful for you. So it gives you a brief idea of what APIs have been removed from in the next Kubernetes version that you are going to migrate to, and then you can check the compatibility and make the necessary changes in those objects, and then therefore go ahead and upgrade the Kubernetes cluster. So that will ensure that when you are upgrading to the later version, you are not breaking any you're not introducing any breaking changes, or you are not breaking any anything on your production environment. So that is what Silver Surfer to. These are both the I mean all the three projects that I just talked about from Devtron Labs. They are totally open source, so you can fork these project on open source and also contribute on our GitHub. So I'll be sharing the GitHub repo link after the end of this slide, and you can fork any of these project and also send contributions to us. We are welcoming any contributions in any of these three repositories, Devtron, Winter Soldier, or Silver Surfer from open source community. Also, since Devtron is like totally open source, you can also try it out. If you have any issues, if you have any feature requests, you can always create an issue on the Devtron repository, and we'll be more than happy to take up any issues which are created by the open source communities and discuss on that. And if we really find that these features or the issues that you have created are really helpful for the open source community, we'll be more than happy to work on them and plan it in the next sprints of Devtron. So that is what the Devtron was. We are actively looking for participation from open source community. You can access the Devtron main repository at this GitHub URL, and then there are the other repositories of Winter Soldier and Silver Surfer available on the Devtron Labs organization itself. So you can also check that. We are very much active on Discord. So if you have any problems, if you have any questions regarding the Devtron or even non-Devtron things related to Kubernetes, you can come to our Discord server and join the channels and ask your questions. We will be very happy to sort of answer your queries regarding the Devtron or regarding the Kubernetes ecosystem, anything. So you can do that as well. So I still have, I guess, I think I have, okay, I have some minutes left. So I'll be just showing you once. Uh, Although a demo was not included as we had less time, but I'll quickly show you how the Devtron interface looks like. So
Prakash, like you have like only almost your time is done. Please try to cover it ASAP. Yeah.
okay. So I'll quickly show you. So this is the Devtron installation, how it looks like. So if we quickly go to any of the deployments, so I can see all the manifests that it has created. So I can check any of the Kubernetes manifest that it has created. It's also great thing to a great tool to learn Kubernetes, because you can always see and check the Kubernetes manifest that the Devtron generates from the UI itself. So uh, there's always a possibility, if you don't know Kubernetes, you can always go there and install Devtron and deploy it through Devtron, and then you can go ahead and check the Kubernetes manifest and learn also. So this is the app chart store that we call it. This is nothing but Helm charts that are deployed to Devtron. So you can just go there, click on configure, update the values, and then you can go ahead and deploy this chart. So I think that is all. I won't be going into deep, but you guys are always free to use Devtron, install it on a Kubernetes cluster. You can also install it using any of the native Kubernetes tools that are available, K3s, anything you can use, and deploy it on your local system as well to evaluate. Yes, I think that will be all from my side.
And then please end the session from YouTube. Okay. Yeah.